Hey guys, welcome back to MMA Library. Today in MMA and UFC news, Sean O'Malley and Bryce Mitchell had a little back and forth recently on Twitter. It started with Bryce Mitchell saying in an interview that he took the fight with Ilia Topuria because of his finances and had to fight with the flu. MMA Fighting tweeted, Bryce Mitchell explains why he fought with the flu at UFC 282. To this, Sean O'Malley tweeted that Bryce should hit him up next time and he'll spot him 20. Bryce Mitchell didn't take too kindly to this and replied with, "You're making it real personal, talking about my family and money. Will you take the fight though? No one likes a dude who's all talk." Bryce followed it up with, "Keep your $20. If you need some acres, holler at me, or a haircut, I can hook you up with both." In a recent interview with the Schmo, Dan Ige gives his opinion on how Alexander Volkanovski could beat Islam Makhachev. Here's a clip.
Well, someone who is fighting those guys, he's stepping up in your weight division. Volkanovski, 145 pounds, going up to 155. What do you think Volkanovski has to do to beat Islam Makhachev? What is the key? Because you know the strength of those Dagestani wrestlers.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know. It's going to be a tough fight for Volk. He doesn't want to... I can't say don't engage because you have to engage to win fights. And he's just going to have to be crafty. He's going to have to mix it up and know how to point fight and not engage. That's kind of the only way to beat this guy. And I don't know, unless he catches him with a lucky punch. But I mean, I don't even want to call it a lucky punch, just unless if he catches him clean, but that's hard to do.
And that's his way of winning, by catching him clean. Don't call it a lucky punch, but the timing's got to be immaculate.
Yeah, kind of like, what is it, Leonardo Santos? Like he caught him clean, and yeah, sometimes it just happens in the sport.
Chael Sonnen explains why he believes Cain Velasquez is one of the scariest fighters in UFC history. On a recent episode of his podcast, Chael said, "The scariest fighter in MMA history I had with a pretty sizable gap, Cain Velasquez. He had the whole bit, he had the look, he had the eyes, he had the jawline, the stoicness, the rumors and reputation, the work ethic. He had the record, he had the knockouts, the collegiate resume. But there was something scary about a big guy that had that level of conditioning. We don't see that very often, not on that level, not where they can be on you that hard nonstop. There's a story, and it never died down, where Cain Velasquez goes into AKA and it's his first day. He's trying to introduce himself or get the attention of Javier Mendez, and Javier is working with somebody when this guy is coming over and trying to talk to him. Javier wants to give him attention, but he's doing something. The third time Cain comes back to interrupt, Javier tells this guy, who he has yet to meet, go kick that bag 1,000 times and then come see me. In a way, it was kind of a get out of here, leave me alone, I'm doing something. And that guy Velasquez went over and kicked the bag 1,000 times. If we went head to head and I wanted to argue Cain and you wanted to argue Francis, you could always tell me Francis knocked out Cain, right? That debate is going to go on. We're not talking about who the best is, or who's the most effective, or who had the most beautiful resume. We're talking scary. It's a unique word. My opinion, Velasquez." Josh from the Weighing In podcast believes that Francis Ngannou is finished with the UFC.
This is what I see. I think Francis may be done with the UFC. I think he's going to walk. I think he's gone, and I think Stipe's already gone. I don't think Stipe's coming back. As much as we were saying, like, he's like, look, if I'm going to get a title shot, sure, I'll come back. I don't think he's getting a title shot.
I don't think, well,
they don't want to give him a title shot against outside of John Jones, which they should. If it's going to be somebody, it should be John Jones.
If Ngannou walks, then I could see them giving Stipe a title shot against John Jones.
But let's just say he beats John. He's gone. He's never going to fight again. Now you have a vacant title again.
Yeah.
I know we say yeah, but you know the UFC hates that.
No, I know they hate it, but again, sometimes there's nothing you can do about it, and it's going to be what it's going to be. And so, hey, put the fights on. You've got some guys that you can use to build other guys, but and nothing against the guys that are Derek Lewis. I love, is fun, but again, I don't see him ever being a champion in that division. Same with Volkov. I don't see him being a champion in the division. Same with Rosenstruck, too limited. And I thought he fought great in his last fight. Loved what he did. Exactly what I want to see out of him. Let's see if he can continue doing that. Marcin Tybura, tough dude, hangs in there in fights and finds ways to win. He's fun. He ain't going to be your champion. Chris Daukaus.
No.
Not going to be your champion in the heavyweights. You just take a look at those.
You're skipping someone, though. This is the guy, though, that has a lot of chance to be the champion because he's the only guy that can wrestle. Curtis Blades.
Sean O'Malley reacts to the news that Danis pulled out of his scheduled fight with KSI. Here's the clip.
Oh, yeah, Danis pulled out, fight against KSI. Did you hear why? He couldn't find a coach or a team to like work with him. He's underprepared and he is having trouble making weight. That's what they said.
And he now is just saying this 10 days before the fight. Like, why?
Yeah. So I wonder if he even had intentions on fighting. But yeah, KSI is fighting FaZe Temper now. Did FaZe just get knocked out by Skim or whatever? Skin?
Oh, Slim?
Slim.
Yeah, I think he did actually.
So I'm curious why they picked FaZe Temper over, which I'm fine with. I like FaZe. He's a cool.
Yeah.
And I hope he goes out there and gets a bag. And I mean, it'd be sweet to even see him get the job done. But I wonder why they didn't pick Slim.
Cheeto Vera joined Ariel Helwani on the MMA Hour recently, and the pair discussed Cheeto's upcoming fight with Corey Sandhagen.
I like to earn my bread, so I've been doing it the right way. I just put people out, work my stuff, and keep going. So going back to the Sean Shelby and what I knew about this fight, he told me like really my only opening right now it's February main event. I was like, sounds pretty sexy. You know, I fought in August, my second fight of the year. So I was like, February sounds about right. But I did tell them I was down for anything in November, October, December. You know, I used to get a little extra bread, you know, because I like sourdough dog bread and, you know, with a little bit of butter. Ooh. So, you know, nothing came out to reality in last year. But when they called me late December, like, hey, Sandhagen, February 18, I'm like, cool, let's go. Let's get it. Let's see who earned the title. So let's see what's up.
Beneil Dariush believes that if Dustin Poirier is simply fighting for names and nothing else, then he might as well retire. Here's what Dariush had to say on Submission Radio recently.
You know, I wish he'd be a little bit more clear as to like what is it that doesn't excite him about me? Is it like are my fights not exciting enough, or is it a skill issue, or is it just because I don't have the name? You know, if it's just because of the name, man, he should really consider. And I say this as nicely as possible. I'm not trying to be but he should really consider retiring, because if you're going to look for the names, if you're going to look to fight only guys that, you know, the name will get you, bro, there's dogs coming. There's dogs, and they're young and they're hungry and they're looking to kill, you know. There's guys out there already, and like there's not a whole lot of Michael Chandlers left out there in the division. Like, how many more fights like that can you get? You're gonna have to fight one of these dogs, and you know, currently I'm at the forefront of these guys. So either step up or think about doing something else. And he seems successful. So if you're not genuinely fighting, is not a sport you want to be half-hearted about. So if he's not 100% in, he should really reconsider what he's doing.
Dustin Poirier replied to Dariush's comment on Twitter, "Thanks for the advice, Benny. I'll take it into consideration. Not sure if you're into hot sauce or not, but if you are, free shipping on me." Ariel Helwani also reacted to Dariush's comment saying, "Worst take of the year?" This weekend, Kelvin Gastelum was set to take on Nasruddin Imavov at UFC Vegas 67. Unfortunately, it's been announced that Gastelum had to pull out due to a mouth injury and will be replaced by Sean Strickland. Brett Okamoto tweeted, "First UFC main event of 2023 has underwent a last-minute change. Gastelum out with a mouth injury. Sean Strickland has agreed to replace him against Imavov. 5 rounds, but now at 205 per UFC officials. This is now back-to-back UFC events headlined by Strickland." Gastelum released a statement following the news of his withdrawal. "I'm extremely disappointed, to say the least. This is not how I wanted to start 2023. I worked hard and battled through a lot of adversity, and was ready to put on a stellar performance this weekend. I apologize to Imavov, his camp, as well as the UFC and all the fans."
Time. You can't lift the leg forward underneath me.
Guys, thanks so much for checking out the video. If you like the content we do here on this channel, don't forget to like and subscribe to MMA Library for all the latest MMA and UFC news. We'll see you in the next video.